Yo, what up, internet?
What he said.
Welcome to Bricks and Beer, episode 66.
Oh!
Cheers, everybody.
Cheers, Andrew. Happy New Year.
Indeed,
Yeah.
2019. We are here. It's happening. I confused Jeff because I put this hoodie on like 5 seconds ago. Today's beer, wherever you are, comes from the brewery.
What the hell is
Browergy?
going on?
Yeah,
On that can.
it's awesome.
It's psychedelic.
This is the Falling Water. You have to look real hard to find the actual name because it's just got like bizarre die cut, interesting, surreal art. This comes courtesy of our homie Big Sal. Shout out to you, Sal.
Big Sal.
Thank you for the beer.
Thank you for the Moana figure.
Oh,
Yeah,
interesting.
he dropped. I like the big fig, the maxi figs. And he asked me out of the blue months ago to send me a text. He's like, hey, do you have this one? I was like, I'm good. But what he meant was...
What I meant was, you do now.
Mm-hmm.
So we're hanging out. It's the weekend. It's the weekend after BricksLA.
BricksLA.
That happened. We're back.
Mm-hmm.
So we'll talk to you about that. We have some original Lego content. The table's covered in shit right now.
Piled on top of it.
Most of it's Jeff's.
Yeah.
Most of the stories I think will be Jeff's as well.
Yeah,
So-
it was a fun weekend. Andrew and I both brought back the our chunks of the Techno Mages Dio.
Indeed.
Except Andrew opened his up like first time.
Yeah,
since Seattle,
I
right?
hadn't seen it since Seattle. I mean, I guess I'd seen it when I took it out of your car, put it in my car, and then stuck it under this table. But those boxes hadn't been cracked open
Right.
since Seattle. Which was a bear. Like, to be honest, setting up was just brutal. Like,
I believe that.
it took me 5 hours to set up, which seems way too long. I think it's like double what it took me to set up coming there.
Really?
I don't know. I felt like I went really quick the first time. This time just slogged. And like, I didn't really care. My heart wasn't in as much. So it wasn't like, I was like, yeah, okay, the first time I'm going to show this. So I don't know. It was fine. Like, it looked cool and all, and people appreciated it.
I thought it looked really cool. I really liked the way it was like at an angle to the table.
I did think, like, just so you guys know, so we didn't coordinate any of BricksLA this year at all. Like, this was, like, low-impact convention.
We sort of ran our individual dios individually.
Yeah, which, like, worked out really well, and only logistically it had to happen where we had the 2 end caps.
Yeah.
And the reason why is that we required to have 2 tables depth for both of ours. Like, I thought I was going to be able to get away with just being on one table.
Mine actually did squeeze on one. in
Did
the
it?
end. Yeah.
Oh,
but,
okay.
but just
Yeah.
like I mean like the support legs were just on the other table, and
And your dio's not light. It's a big ass heavy.
it's a big ass
thing.
heavy dio.
So
Yeah.
I think it worked out well that we were kind of like polar opposite. It was cool to showcase them
Mhm.
alone and like solo, because the thing is, BrickCon is so overwhelming. Like, to walk through all of that, you're just like, I don't even know what I'm looking at anymore. Whereas like you got to see it stand alone, which I think
Yeah,
was cool.
that
Like,
was,
give it, you know.
It was good for both our works of art, as it were. I drove up to Zach's house to get all our stuff in November, like a couple of weeks before BrickCon, when the entire state of California was on fire.
Oh yeah, that's right.
It was crazy crap. I mean, not the entire state, but the smoke from the fires came all the way down to the Grapevine. You know, so the Grapevine being the chunk of mountains north of the San Fernando Valley where I live. I got down from the mountains and I was like, oh wow, is this the weather?
Apocalypse?
This can't. Yeah, I was like, this can't be the fires this far down. I'm like hours and hours away from.
Yeah.
But as I got further north, it just got worse and worse. Yeah, it was nasty. It was like going to Beijing. Apparently, you know,
Yeah.
worst
yeah.
air quality on the planet at the time.
I kind of feel like we sort of get jacked as Californians, and this is a very dumb California thing to say, but like, you know,
Awesome.
we don't have tornadoes. We don't have really, like, you know, hurricanes. I was like, earthquakes. Earthquakes are a thing. And it's
We
like,
don't
no,
have-
earthquakes and fires.
We don't have winter.
And you're like,
you know.
fuck.
Yeah.
But yeah, you can't complain. But the fires were fucking scary as shit.
Yeah, it was lame.
So
It was gross and it was just yucky. You couldn't go outside. It was yucky.
Yeah.
Anyway, though, I had a great time at Zach's house, which is inside. And we, the four of us, drafted a set.
That's right. Yeah.
We talked to Andrew.
I did not go, but I virtually drafted.
Yeah.
We did one of these.
Morrow came up.
Yeah.
So that was cool. And then I set up my dio pretty early after I got back. And
right away. And
then I started tweaking it. I changed all the action, basically. I changed the entire sort of peoplescape of what was going on.
Yeah.
And since the story was different, since we didn't have the battle planet, what I thought was like, and I tried to put this all on my stupid little mock card, was that my people, the Rivendell people, like, they opened the portal because, like, somebody from Techno Mortar said, oh, we can totally help you out with that thing that's going on at the ground. But instead it was an invasion force. So I basically had people from Andrew's world invading my world. Yeah. And I just adhered to all the bad guys are the black creations. And I have this, and like this thing was...
It's a pretty easy color palette to get by.
And I've had this thing in my house for, like, I don't know, this thing's older than my kid.
Yeah.
I've just never, I attached, I got rid of the claws that it had, and I put these guns on it, and put a helmet on this dude, and he's nice.
Techno Mordor approved.
Yeah, Techno Mordor approved. So, jeez. Hang on a second. Boom. All this stuff right now is in like semi-mulch form. I'm gonna set the dio up one more time, take some really good pictures of it, and then I'll have to junk it. But my kid wants to keep playing with it, so that's cool. This thing is this is my Night Gaunt, is what I call it. Night Gaunt is a H.P. Lovecraft thing.
This is what Techno Mordor looks like right now.
Ooh. Not so threatening now.
Not happening.
This is the Galador, the core of the Uni, which looks like a motorcycle. Actually, Paul Lee made a pretty cool motorcycle with this piece recently. And then it's got the face with tentacles, which is sort of Lovecraftian. So Night Gaunts are not quite, they don't quite look like this.
It takes an hour before it can kill 100 people or whatever.
Oh, right. Yeah. There was that whole... Yeah, go a couple episodes back if you want to see some like nerdy Lovecraft talk. And then I actually watched the last episodes, and I didn't want to repeat stuff, and I talked about the last episode how I wanted to do some sort of like cape shapey stuff with these guys. And so this is all I got done was this dude is, I hope you can tell, is like, he's like, oh, look into my magic cape. And what was happening there was that, yikes, hang on a second. This thing,
which is rad,
was coming out of the cape, kind of like sideways. It was like, oh, check out this, and this was like a big deal. This monster was taken down.
Yeah, I felt like your fig action this was magnitudes better than the showing at BrickCon.
Yeah.
Not that the showing at BrickCon was bad by any means, but
but I didn't have time.
You had cleaner, clearer action, and it was all these little stories like all throughout it.
And
it was really cool.
I really tried for motion is something I'm always interested in going for, and a lot of the new pieces, especially the single 1x1 stud with a bar attached to it, just enabled me to make all these little matrix poses. And I thought a lot, like there was one person who like was looking at one of the things I had going on, and it was this little mech being thrown into the mouth of a larger monster. And I had gotten lucky about where the attachment point was and vis-a-vis all the rest of the stuff. And the trans bar that was holding this thing up, like, it really fooled her. She was like, what, where's that? Oh, okay.
My wife and her friend were like, is that one throwing that one into the monster? And I was like, yes.
The story worked.
So it was really effective, man. Like, you said, I felt like it was... Somehow it was like you had more going on, but it was clearer to see what was going on.
That is kind of correct. I was so crunched for the end of Techno Mages just on the structures. I mean, I built all those green things I built on the fly. My minifig action was kind of last minute.
It's a little exhausting. Like, it was just So...
And being able to fine tune it for a month was really fun. And so, a lot of the action I had swapped out tiles with tan jumpers, and that's where that guy stood, and I knew where everything was going to go.
Yeah.
And I will at some point take exhausting pictures of all of this fun because it was too much work not to. But just going for all these little matrix moments, like the dude ducking out of the way, the laser blast, I made sure that my kid had made 2 characters that I made sure were doing particularly badass things, sort of taking out 2 guys at the same time kind of stuff. I also got, so anyway, everybody liked it, and I won this. Best in Show!
Boom. So that means technically your Dio has won Best in Show at 2 conventions.
Yeah, in a row.
That's really impressive.
But I have to say, I feel like it's a whack lug win because I was looking at this thing on the tables and just loving what I was able to do, and it was like kind of the minifig game I've been wanting to play for a while. But the same thing with the last 2 but even the Nexo Knights. And definitely with Moonbase.
Yeah, it was like
the big stuff just took all the time. So this one was good. I didn't want to build anything. BricksLA is just tough to build for because it's the holidays.
Yeah,
but
the timing's rough for sure.
But this little stuff was doable, and I did it. And I didn't even the only things I really made were the demon that I've shown you, the black mech, and then this was the thing that was throwing the mech. The other foot is
he had a great pose.
Yeah, it was dynamic. It was just like whoa, and I was supporting it with clear struts, and the foot is actually in the Dio base plate still because it was anchored down. And my rule was the lasers are always pointing the same way the head's pointing. And I cybered up this elf character, and I really like these elf characters, these laugh around, because they've got leggings.
Oh yeah,
styly leggings on, which is different from the earlier iteration. And I got to use I think that's Aerialite. That's an off.
Yeah,
brand.
It's a third party.
It's a third party, nuclear symbol, which I really like. So, so that was like the new mock that I made, or the only new mocks I made. Everything else was minifig stuff, which is I don't want to go into the minutia. But I did use all of the Cybermen. I got 20 Cybermen during Dala days. I also got to use my guy with X eyes. I got this at my first con, 2014. Never used it before.
Okay.
So the minifig action was a big thing. Oh, and I also made a little bit more machinery. And this is like...
Yeah, it felt like all of the stuff was sort of more cohesive overall somehow.
Yeah. I don't
this thing was incredible.
That's also part of the machinery. My idea was that the machinery...
It has this incredible wand.
It's like Infinity Gauntlet control panel almost. Yeah, this is me just using all the gold parts. It's not even... I think there's some stuff that's... Everything's in kind of disarray. A lot of the stuff that I've waved in your face already is missing bits.
There you go. It's dope. This was in the corner, plugged into stuff.
Yeah, it was plugged into this, and these were plugged into the big statues that I showed in the last episode, and all kinds of jazz like that. I like the idea, and this kind of came to me when I was taking the slow. This was the early part of last year. It took me a long time to make this guy, and it was about how this technology is sloppy, there's something about the Technomages world that's just a little bit over the top and a little bit out of control and a little bit broken. So I like the idea that opening a gateway to another multiversal world involves this huge, cumbersome machinery. And I also like the idea that once the gate was open, it was self-sustaining. So it wasn't a case of just unplug everything. It was we need to defend the machines because we need the machines to get the thing closed.
Oh,
And part of the narrative I was thinking about, but didn't really get into that hard. But the little bit of carnival barking that I did get to do, I did mention that I was this world. It's being invaded by Andrew's world. But there's a secret passageway on the left side of the faces. And I put 2 Techno Mordor folks in there with an artifact. It's a heist. It's all a distraction for this little heist.
Yeah. I feel like every big Dio we do, there's always that one thing where you go well, all of this is this crazy big backdrop of action and story, but it could just be about this moment.
Why not? And the reason I really feel like it was a whack lug win is because this is all Morrow's idea, and he was just so on coming from that 70s vibe, that 70s sci-fi vibe that we're going for. It's just so wide open. And so I didn't care, I was like, here's a sorcerer that's it's the body of one of the fancier Mandarin minifig from Iron Man 3, but he's got, an alien head. and he's like running off the wall, and he's about to cut off somebody's head with a transparent sickle made by brick forge.
The like energy effects and sort of like.
That's something I wanted to do for BrickCon that we got into a little bit.
But it didn't feel as effective. Like, it really looked like yours was comic book style action just happening.
Thanks.
It was like very kinetic and very like atmospheric, and there were effect parts kind of like all over the place.
I bricklinked some effect parts.
Yeah, it was like the effects were really good.
Sorry, this is probably
live on the internet.
Hey, what's up?
So while he's doing that,
I'm shooting bricks and beer right now.
One of the things is we got an event kit this year.
What do you need?
For BricksLA. It's the Bill Keane Memorial Interchange. It's a freeway thing. It's actually really nice. It's a architecture style set. Comes with these custom printed freeway signs. Which if you're in LA, like fuck all these freeways. You'll see me. I'm there. Some tiny little asshole down there. I'm there. But it's actually really cool. Like I'm surprised at how cool this is. So props to BricksLA and Tim Heinrich. There you go, Tim. There's your shout out. So I'm a big proponent of this. Like, I didn't pay for this. That's probably why I'm a big proponent of this. Because all the other conventions we go to have event kits, and I've never really feel compelled to buy them.
Yeah.
But I would I'll probably keep this together for a minute. So it's like it's cool. It's an interesting thing.
That was a good one.
You know, it's not the biggest or the craziest of shows, but it's in our backyard and it's fairly easy, and they're getting there. It's starting to kind of ramp up. So, you know, it is what it is.
Be true to your school. So the other interesting thing that happened last weekend was I fucked up my knee.
Yeah.
And the details are boring, so I'm not going to get into them. But by Saturday evening, I was loping around the con with a knee brace and crutches, trying to garner the sympathy vote.
There were a series of text messages.
Sympathy vote.
This con, I was like,
thanks everybody.
Not like, oh man, I gotta be there 24/7. So I was like doing another thing when I got this news of Jeff. He's like, yeah, I'm incapacitated.
Here's a selfie from the ER.
I was like, oh no.
Yeah.
But you fucking rallied, dude, and you came through. The explanation for this is the BrickCon Best in Show trophy.
It's a clone.
I duplicated some
very nice
for us
clone.
and the homies. So more like BricksLA. Because, you know, he's a cripple now.
He ordered that months ago. Go figure.
I don't know if I manifested this injury.
I hope not.
You.
I hope there's no security tape of the incident because it'll be this blurry shape at some point.
So speaking of trophies, I too won a trophy for Techno Mordor. That's the only remaining bit of Techno Mordor, the thing that looks like it's growing out of my head. I got a trophy for not getting a trophy. We was robbed. I don't know what this really means, to be honest. They were like, you were so close.
It's sort of like an honorable mention.
Yeah, it was like, you built a thing
without the honor
that deserves something.
Right.
So we'll just give you this. Which is fine. Like, technically I won a trophy. I can't complain.
Well, but also, wasn't it sponsored this time by...
So these were Lagola Awards,
okay.
I think.
Well,
Peter Roon gave me this. But they were sponsored. I got some elves stuff, which is cool, you know.
Hand me that.
I got a turtle.
Oh, right.
Thing,
actually, there's something to talk about there.
Yeah.
Because I got this a while back.
Which is dope.
And she's got
I like the turtle.
She's got the cool leggings, and I souped mine up.
Yeah, yours looks slightly more aggressive.
Same exact minifig, just different headgear. Also, cool leggings. Look at that. She's going out clubbing after she does whatever battle turtles do. You know.
I got one of these, which is rad. I'm not going to put this together. It's going to be straight sorted because I already have one of these, which is legit. And then,
well, and the funny thing was they straight up said, you need more
elves.
You need more lightness.
Yeah.
You know, your mock was so dark.
They gave me one of these, which this is actually like, yes, it does have the Pokemon Fox.
I like this thing.
It's cute. But what's really great is that this is the bad girl's castle. It's like the evil queen. So this really is like the Techno Mordor of the elves world. So
Yeah.
but, you know.
Oh, yeah. Dragon Castle.
But yeah, I'm stoked. Like, this has all kinds of fucking awesome parts in it and shit.
Wow, this guy's shield is involved.
Yeah, it's impressive. It's a lime green unprinted minifig shield, which is
cool.
dope. So I got some elves shit for not winning a trophy, which, like, to be fair, it's good enough for me. It's fine. And then speaking of trophies, Zach, coming your way someday. I was gonna email it or mail it to you, not electronically, for the holidays, and then life happened.
There you go.
So someday.
And the reason this was fun is in the shop that I work at. If somebody gets injured badly enough that they have to go to the ER, everybody else will make a trophy for that person for when they get back, with their bandage and their stitches. Or sort of like, here's a trophy, try not to win another one kind of thing. So
right.
It's not like a trophy that you try to get, but it made me feel better.
You got it.
I also got this one, which also made me feel better.
So now you can have your two best in show trophies next to each other.
Shout out to Bill Volbrecht, who built this turkey. So it's nice. I don't know if I have any Bill builds, but I do now.
Yeah,
so,
it's dope. It's a sizable trophy too.
Also,
I
got this set. Might as well talk about this. Wow, yeah. Oh, look at that.
Yeah, that thing's rad.
This is a really neat play feature because the big lights are cool and extra speakers are cool. The mono wheel is really fun. There's a big old stand behind it, so it's really easy to just park it.
Yeah.
But it's leaning back when you park it. So if you want to play, like the straight up and down is actually pretty fun. I like mono wheels. I think they're cool. I would love to, maybe not. I have like springy Technic bits that I've never used, but I can see using them for this joint on a mono wheel thing that's just like this. Yeah. The shoulder action is, however, the best.
Oh, it's legit.
It's a new, I think, a slimmer turntable. I'm moving the wrong one. But then, you want to try to do it?
Here, I'll van away.
My leg is still a little jacked.
So there's the click hinge there for the up and down, which you guys can more clearly see on the back. So the up and down, and then this gearing is fucking legit. So it holds, and it's a sizable arm.
Yeah,
right?
it's fat.
So it's like, this will give you more of an idea. And then there's rotation at the elbow,
What's funny is there was an early stage of the construction where I couldn't get that to turn. Like I had to do it that way. I had to turn the little gear because I couldn't. There wasn't enough bulk to grab to get it to move.
Yeah. So it's just really well done. The cockpit's legit.
I think that's the Cole CMF in there because the control panel is just two records because it's the DJ thing. The stickers are great. This gorilla logo, like the gorilla with the speaker.
Oh yeah,
awesome.
Yeah, this is money, and it's nice and weighty. It feels like it's worth the money. I think this is the best one of the Ninjago movie mech.
Yeah,
sets.
the ice tank looks like it might be cool too, but
I don't count that as a mech.
He makes a good point. It's not a mech. It's just a big expensive set from that movie.
Yeah. Speaking of which,
it was cool.
This one.
Right.
It's
let's get this thing off.
Counterpart.
Get off the stage.
I bought this because it was on clearance. That's it. It's the entire story.
That's the thing. This was a great win because I don't think I ever would have gotten this for myself.
Yeah, well, and that has like the wheel, and it's got plenty of unique parts. Like
it's got
the six wide gold dishes are super dope.
It's got the crab Ninjago henchman with the little crab helmet.
Yeah,
so he's good. So I didn't get Jay's electric fighter. In addition to that, what else we got? We got sets and we got original builds. Let's just do the sets. So I bought this.
Stuff.
This is pretty cool, I gotta say. It's a little bit. It's the small ball joints, and I feel like this is the sort of upper limit for a size of a limb you want to have on one of those.
Yeah.
Well, sometimes when I'm trying to adjust the click hinges, that
Just pop
ball
it.
joint. So it's,
It
but
works,
it
though.
looks great. It's got that Lego Movie designery flair. You know, I mean, just like the mech. Just like
yeah.
the 30% off one that you just got. And it's got that extra little bit of like artsy fartsiness. It also comes with this scaled up Duplo monster.
Which is so weird, just the brick built Duplo.
Yeah,
like,
brick built Duplo is strange.
I mean, I get that they couldn't do the hinge with the Duplo, but like, just make it the Duplo guy.
It's weird. It's a funny choice.
Yeah.
There's let's see. I got the set that has this horse and this friend's character.
Oh, that's the one I broke.
We're getting there. It's weird. This tooth printing is only on one side, which is odd to me. Woo! No, here's a couple extra Unikitty faces. I also got the set that had
The ice cream and
the ice cream and the chocolate bar. I heard somebody mentioning that the sort of part per price ratio on that was a little thin.
Well, this is the first time these have appeared in brown. These.
Oh, is that true?
Yeah.
I know. I love it. I love this ice cream guy.
That is full of awesome new parts.
He doesn't come.
I don't
axes.
want them to be printed, but it's got the 3-wide. Dome.
That dome is new.
The booby piece, and then the inverted cone, which is legit. So.
And then there's this action, which is pretty great.
Except for that time that I touched it.
One of these clips broke, and I trust Andrew. He said it wasn't really like a bad touch. But I have to admit, I'm a little disappointed. This is a little wobbly. The action on the thing is a little wobbly.
Yeah.
I found out actually if you turn her head around backwards and like put her chin in a different spot like that, it actually is less wobbly. Is that useful? I don't know. In that discovery, I also thought, oh, can you put their helmets on backwards? And I think you can, because the nose and the forehead are, I think, at about the same spot. Ta-da! You saw it here first. Helmet's pretty cool. Her head is pretty cool. Her sassy thing. I'm all for finding mini dolls.
Her hair is phenomenal.
That are really cool. Her hair is, as he said, phenomenal.
You might be able to see it's got like a really weird UV coating on it, like, to give it this like shimmer glimmer kind of deal.
Gasoline in the water.
It looks very interesting cyberpunk. It's got some possibility.
Banana guy is pretty good. What else have I have here? I got this really cool set of hard to get Ninjago figures. I guess they were a Toys R Us exclusive, like CMF line.
Yeah.
Even Future J has this cool action. Like there's this pattern on the white part. I don't know if it's really coming through. Just a lot of really slick detailing, and like the silver bat is unique.
Yeah, that one's really cool.
And even this purple face, I thought was the same as the other purple face, but it isn't. The mouth is open a little more.
Oh yeah,
and
that's
her
right.
head is unique, so that was pretty fun. What else? I don't know. There's a lot of fun minifig action there. I got a couple of these weirdos. I got some dude was selling this guy for like $6, so I got 2. Yeah.
Minifigs.
It was fun. It was a decent weekend. I was there's a production company that's selling off their Lego collection, and they're letting me have some of what I'm able to sell on their behalf, and I was just able to fund my whole con with that. So, woo.
Jeff was selling literal boxes of Lego. It was
kind
of intense.
From back when you could buy pick-a-brick boxes.
Yeah,
these guys have
like K8s.
Yeah, no, not K8s. They're like
the smaller ones.
Yeah, the smaller ones.
Yeah.
But you can't buy them anymore. So that was fun.
Yeah.
And I have some other random crap.
You want to talk about Grid Wars? Grid Wars.
Yeah, let's do that. It's weird because I just kicked the table. Sorry, everybody. Usually when I come home from a con, I'm burnt on the whole Lego thing, and I might be there right now. I'm not sure.
Post-con burnout's real.
Yeah,
I haven't really built anything since October. So,
but when the last time we did a show, I showed an early version of this.
Mm-hmm.
And I kind of finished up the detail on the front of the cockpit, and I added these smaller cylinders, and it's pretty much otherwise exactly as I had it. And that worked out. And then this is a chunk of the Moonbase Dio that was like a generator, but I always kind of wanted to do the slow swoosh, you know, the
Yeah.
And that eventually became this, which I finally finished.
Which is rad.
Yeah, and sort of. This is, I think I said in the Flickr comments, this is like channeling my Chris Foss. And in further Fossian efforts, I decided that when you have a fuel ship that's this fat, like even an idling hyperdrive can maybe be a bad thing to have. So it doesn't have one, but there's a tug that does the work. So that's the hyperspace tug.
So that's rad.
So yeah, it's fun. And what's funny is I make all these ships. And because I wanted to get into microscale for a while, and I've really generated. I probably doubled my whole microscale fleet at this point. I also made this little submarine with a bionicle head. It's okay. But the funny thing is about you don't really want to swoosh this. You don't even want to.
You want it to crawl.
Yeah,
kind of.
Exactly. And this thing in a space battle is an explosion. That's all that's gonna be. So, it's kind of funny. And then Grid Wars came up, and that was Simon Community Hero Liu, AKA, ran this contest, and I didn't even know about it until Brothers Brick posted Shannon's Nebulon B, which wound up winning first prize, and I really liked what he did because he took two designs and merged the designs. And somebody did a post on Twee Effect that basically expressed this very idea that was like, most people are just reskinning things in Tron Legacy colors.
Yeah.
And
well, it's the same thing that happens anytime they make like a theme mashup kind of thing. It tends to go like, oh, well, you just build this model in this library.
Steampunk. Like a steampunk.
Steampunk's a perfect example.
Yeah, just make it brown and silver, and there you go. So, but I like what Shannon was doing, and that's how I wanted to approach it. And my first effort was to merge these two vehicles, and I came up with this. It's got like a single rail. The really fun part is there's a ribbed tube running around the perimeter.
Yeah, that gets a nice little bit of texture.
So this feels like, I don't want to. It's an homage to Sid Mead, maybe. It's nice and clean. I like the idea that it goes really fast, even though it's really big.
Yeah.
But then while I was waiting for the Bricklink parts of the boat hulls in white to show up,
Which this is far more impressive, dude.
I thought this was going to be the offshoot, and this wound up being my favorite one.
It's the whole show. Dude.
It's the Star Destroyer and Sark's carrier. So Sark's carrier has the whole conning tower was slung off on the side. So I slung this off on the side, but I made it sort of Star Destroyer shaped, if you can see. Yeah. And then in the two domes, instead of being there, I put them on top there. Sark's thing has a big bunch of antennas on the side, so I emulated that. Sark's carrier also has a landing bay that's much more forward than this is, but of course because of the taper, I had to sling it back there. But I also wanted to make it big enough for my Tronified blockade runner, so it can like kind of.
Yeah, you do that. The iconic, yeah.
Get in it. Yeah, or just the chase. This was a lot of fun. This graphic style.
Yeah, dude, it reads so well.
And one of my favorite things to check out are the engines.
Yeah.
Because the engines don't have to actually do anything.
They just have to read
inside a computer.
Yeah.
They don't even have to read. I mean, the original Sark's carrier didn't have anything. It was just slabs of Maya
shapes.
Rectangles.
Yeah.
Shapes. And there was no Maya yet either. Yeah. Actually, one fun thing that kind of gets buried is I use those plates with the sort of like inverted circle corner plates to make that.
Oh yeah,
So that was fun.
And that works so well because you get like rings of color and
that's how that's a little better.
It reads super nice.
This was a lot of fun. It's also aggressively asymmetrical. Like
it works.
So but balance. I always think there's a difference between symmetrical and balanced. and I feel like this works out. And it was super fun using these mini bows.
Oh,
the baby bows, and then the inverted ones also on the underside.
Just give a little
and like
pop outs.
Yeah, and it's especially like way down here, like this guy, the guy who has the job to be in this one. Yeah, way down the bottom. Yeah. So, yeah, that was all kinds of fun. I got an honorable mention. Woo! Which was cool. And it was kind of funny because I was thinking towards the end of it, like, because one of the things they said in that Twee Effect post was, however, you pick the right ship and the right amount of glow, and all is forgiven. And they put the Naboo fighter that was black and trans red, and that won.
Yeah.
And the other thing that won was it was a TIE Interceptor that had a lot of actually had a lot of good innovation in it as well. And it was funny because I had a moment afterwards. I was like, oh, I really wanted to get that Tron set for free. But I got to be honest, I didn't really play to where the judges said they were coming from, because like the banner on the group was black and glow. All the trophies were black and glow. And I was like, no, not going there.
That's fine.
Mm-hmm.
I mean,
no, it's good.
The thing is, it seemed like you had more fun doing it.
I used the contest for what
so it's like,
it worked for me as, and I think that's a really good way to go into it. So thanks, Simon. I had a good time with that.
I think in general that's kind of how you should approach contests, because like
Mm-hmm.
if you're doing it to like achieve a thing, even if it works out, it's not going to be as fulfilling as you think it's going to be. Whereas like if you just go in and you're going to have fun,
it might be.
like.
I was pretty psyched to get Best in Show.
I mean, to be fair, yes, that is the award you can get, and it's like the best. I don't know what's going on with my light. Sorry, internet.
Might
be
be a
having
ghost.
a seizure.
Yeah, sorry.
It's like stop talking shit about trophies.
We're not responsible, but
be humble.
Sorry about your seizure.
So yeah, I don't know. I mean, I guess it's cool. It's cool to win trophies. But it's nice to like.
But internet contests, I think it's really good to just kind of put your best effort out there.
Yeah.
But you never know what to expect, especially like I'm not sure even which if it's like whether it's being judged by certain individuals or whether it's a voting thing. Like there's just going to be some X factor you're never going to be able to know.
Yeah, I also feel like for that
go into it.
It's more like a communal build or like a weird sort of.
Yeah.
Like a challenge more so than a contest when it's something like that. I feel like if it's an in-person thing, like at a convention, it's a little more nuanced. It's a little different than, hey, just here's anybody and their mother.
But then sometimes it's fun, it's just us and us boys just playing off each other.
Yeah. Yeah, well, I think that iterative build thing is really cool. Like being able to just go like, hey, I'm doing this. And then it's like, oh, cool, I want to do that. Yeah, he's ghosts, man. Oh, no.
Motherfuckers. Motherfucking ghosts have no respect for the internet.
Goddamn ghosts. So before we get out of here,
I think I pretty much showed up all the crap on my table, my half of the table here.
One of the things
I did get this. I did get this weird like S&M.
Oh yeah, she's hardcore.
Look at her. She's got metal on her face.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, watch out for that one.
And a whip. I bought this by the pound.
Oh.
It's awesome. I mainly bought it because I bought a bunch of Duplo because I wanted to buy one of these. And this makes a good mecha laser.
Yeah, look at that.
There you go. Pew pew. This also will get used for something. So yeah, we got some shit. We got some swag. But, the holidays happened. I got a bunch of shit on clearance. I don't think it's even really worth going through. The one thing of note, though, that I should mention is, for once, and I'm not going to... See, here's the thing. No matter how I say this, I'm going to sound like an asshole.
Andrew, you asshole.
Getting presents from people, family, friends, and they get you Lego, most of the time it sucks, right? Like, most of the time. And granted, none of it's unusable. I'm not like, oh, you got me a thing I'm allergic to. Like, all the Lego's fine. All the Lego works. It's all in system. It all goes in this wall. I may or may not use it eventually. It's nice to have. I'm not hating on getting shit. Most of the time it sucks. My brother-in-law fucking came through this time.
Nice. It did not suck this year.
It did not suck.
Yeah.
And this is the perfect thing to get me. Because I would never buy this.
It's fun when that happens.
And it's really, really nice.
Yeah.
And it's expensive. and they spent the money on this.
I love that there's an official Lego set where
So-
you just kind of like throw a bunch of shit down the bottom.
Yeah, I
You
like.
know,
I
to
opened
take
it up
just
and
the
I
water.
built it, and it was like impressive. Like my family was impressed.
Yeah.
Who aren't impressed by this
I was
shit.
just checking out this cork, like all the action on this
Oh, it's
cork. and
gorgeous.
the
It's got the
label.
wax seal thing.
Yeah,
There's a
it's
compass down in here. So anyway, the reason why I don't have this here is because like all Christmas miracles, my wife was like, that looks really cool. You should put that in the guest bathroom. And I was like, done! Let's do it! It's fucking awesome. So it's in there and it looks classy as fuck.
Yeah.
I'm kind of tempted to change out the boat for something else. I have enough trans red to where I could clearly make something in a river of blood inside.
Oh.
I don't think she's going to go for that.
Mm.
I think that's where it gets kicked out of the bathroom. So if it's
Mm.
a demon monster,
Well,
kaiju.
Maybe what you should try to do is make like the evil pirate ship in the blue water. Like make the
Yeah, I could make a cooler pirate ship.
what's the
I
Davy
also
Jones ship? I don't know, the bony
Yeah,
fish
yeah,
monster skull
yeah.
ship. Do that.
Yeah. I'm also
Just
thinking
sneak it in there.
maybe I just try to make a mermaid. Slip a mermaid in there.
Okay.
That'd be pretty cool.
I had to make a miniature MIT in a bottle for work a while ago.
MIT, the school?
Yeah, MIT, the university.
That seems really bizarre.
Robot chicken, man. Interesting life challenges.
Every once in a while, we need this thing that nobody's ever made. Here you go.
People have done harder versions of it. I got a lot of respect for people who do that with boats.
Yeah.
It's interesting.
Boat does not float.
Mm-mm.
I felt like there was a boat joke somewhere in there.
I got my one of my engraved discs says boat does not float.
Yeah. I got this super useful and cool ruler from Lego.
I did too.
Like,
it's just a ruler.
what the fuck? The fuck is this?
I thought they had like sniped Morrow's.
It was like
snot
Lego
ruler?
measurements. I'd be all about it.
Right. It's just
I don't
inches
need-
and centimeters.
Fuck you, man.
It's just a ruler.
God damn it. I went through my swag bag
What
today.
are you trying to tell us?
And I was like,
we
the
don't
one-
measure enough stuff.
The one thing the mothership gave us is this, which is useless. Hi, puppy. Want to go outside? All right.
Puppy's here.
There we go. My dog's here, everybody. You want to say hi to the internet?
Yes, I heard the internet.
Come here. Yeah, yo. There you go.
Oh,
Say hi.
golly, how you doing? Yeah.
Hyper. So hyper.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mm,
Yeah. Okay.
Dogs.
Okay.
Right.
On that note, yeah, thanks
Happy
for
New
hanging
Year.
out.
Yeah. Happy New Year, internet.
Happy New Year. Sorry it's been a while. Life happens.
We've been busy.
Yeah.
But,
Winning
know.
trophies and shit.
Oh.
You know? Yeah.
Fucking up.
I got nothing.
No.
All right. Cheers.